Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I know it's the end of the day, so appreciate you all taking the time. My name is Megan. I've been working at CJ for a little over a decade on the publisher side. Been able to form some great partnerships with publishers, some of who I see here today. So excited to have you joining us.
And I'm Jess, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be on stage with Megan. It's my second CJU, and for those of you, if it's your first CJU, you can either wear one headphone or, I speak very loud, so you can ignore the headphones. We're really going to give you a deep dive onto where customer data is super interesting and fascinating for me. I'm a curious creature, and so we're going to really kind of provide you, our beloved publishers, that kind of a deep dive into thought-provoking ideas to take back into your businesses to unlock your audience value beyond the transaction. So once you've segmented and unlocked your audience value, you can start implementing CJ's solutions that we're going to discuss in detail in this session. So everyone saw this lovely, crazy chaos that Kelly Merkel and Angela Ballard went through in our welcome session. We're going to jump into a game of Chutes and Ladders. I know that you probably feel like this image depicts your digital shopping journey. Are you constantly starting somewhere, anywhere on that board, and being distracted? Do you always know exactly where you want to shop and what you want to buy? What if there is a better deal? For over 25 years, the affiliate channel has excelled at driving direct transactions. However, in a rapidly evolving digital landscape, the channel risks limiting its value by solely focusing on sales. Brands are increasingly struggling to connect with fragmented audiences, hence the chaos in this image behind me, and they're seeking deeper engagement beyond mere transactions. Hence, you, as publishers, are uniquely positioned to provide immense value beyond just driving a sale. The future demands a shift in mindset to leverage these valuable audience assets at each point of the customer journey. We are at the tipping point where 55% of ad buyers will spend more time and resources on placements with publishers that truly understand their audience. And 92% of marketers deem first-party data as essential. So what would those data points look like, and where can they be captured?
Well, Jess, let me dive right into those details for you all. So to quickly recap the core pillars of audience data, it's knowing who your visitors are, what they do, and what they care about. That can include a variety of data points, such as demographic data like age, gender, location, behavioral signals, such as what a user is doing when they're coming to your property, what are they engaging with, what are they clicking on, how long are they staying on your site, and then from there you can also infer interest signals from your audience. So that can be based on the consumer content that they're looking at to really get an understanding of what they're interested in and what they might care about. And publishers have a variety of ways to collect this data. So you could do that through on-site tagging, UTMs. You can also do user registration or signups, surveys, and more. And what's really exciting is that you can strengthen this data with CJ's transaction data, because we are empowering publishers through our reporting to have access to that order data, including sale amount, product information, and more. And then in some cases, advertisers will provide supplemental data to power their situational commissioning. And this data could vary by advertiser, but we do see a lot of advertisers are using customer type or status for their new versus existing indicators. And we also see, for example, that a lot of advertisers in the travel vertical will use our travel vertical parameters like travel stay dates. So once you have an understanding of that audience data that you have, it's time to use it and strengthen that value proposition for your advertisers by turning it into actionable audience segments of groups of audience data that is going to be most interesting to them. So you can look at that overlap of multiple segments, different factors, to really narrow in on a specific audience group that your advertiser partner is interested in reaching. So for instance, say a beauty advertiser is looking to target a younger demographic to drive brand awareness and sales, and maybe they also want to capture some competitor share as well. What you can do is combine your publisher audience data segments around demographics for age and gender, and also look at interest behavior signals, like have they browsed on a beauty product on your site before, and then combine that with CJ transaction data to look at, for example, which of those members have made purchases in the last 12 months from similar beauty advertisers. So along with understanding that data and then how to segment it, it's also important to know how you can use that to power personalization opportunities and what channels you have available to reach those audiences. What way can you reach them? It's important to understand that, because back to Jess's chutes and ladders image, customers are at a variety of places in that journey and a variety of different mindsets. So when you're thinking about how you want to reach them, it's important to understand what channels are going to best reach them and when. So publishers have, a few different ways that they can reach those different audiences. For example, there's the owned and operated properties or mobile apps. So for instance, on a website, you can differentiate website content like an offer feed or a deal feed based on the audience data that you have. If you're a loyalty publisher, you could do alternate rewards rates for certain audiences and more. And then for mobile app, you can do push notifications to certain segment groups. Email is also another channel that we see commonly leveraged here, where you can send emails specifically to a solo email to a group of audience members, specifically for an advertiser if you want to push a brand's message to a specific audience. You can also do retargeting via emails based on maybe what a user's behavior has been on your site to help encourage them to convert. There are also other channels like paid search, social, and display, which also offer targeting opportunities. And so like I was saying before, it's really important that as you're considering all this data and the ways you have to activate those audience segments, that you know what is going to work best to reach certain audiences and drive certain behaviors. And this is going to be so important for what Jess is going to talk about next, which is having those advertiser discussions to showcase your value.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. So to elevate your affiliate partnerships, publishers must move beyond transactional conversations and engage advertisers in deeper strategic dialogue. This starts by bridging brand and performance marketing, connecting affiliate efforts to broader brand goals, and clearly communicating both short-term sales impact and long-term brand value. We encourage publishers to ask more targeted questions. For example, what does a good customer look like? What are your long-term business goals? Who is your brand trying to reach? These insights help tailor affiliate strategies that resonate with brand objectives. Definitely request brand briefs. It happens in every other channel, so why not do it within your affiliate conversations? If you understand the audience that you're targeting and align content accordingly, then it helps ensure that you hit those goals at the end. Don't wait for advertisers to uncover your value. You're the publishers, you know your audience, and you own that data. Proactively share audience insights, full transparency, share those demographic breakdowns, and as Megan mentioned earlier, that behavioral data as well. It shows you that as part of the platform, it'll reach the right customers at the right time. So that's the initial discussion. We then get to the pre-campaign analysis to really hone in on what brands are asking for. And then as a publisher, you've got the post-campaign wrap-up. So definitely ensure that that's a constant dialogue from start to finish, and it's that circular economy that just keeps the conversations going, and you kind of have that always on approach. So what does that look like from success stories? We've got a few examples here where publishers have leveraged their audience data to personalize messaging and deliver measurable results. On the left-hand side, a leading savings destination publisher worked with a national cell phone provider, and they were looking to drive new sales from college students and parents of college students. The publisher created a precise audience profile by layering first-party demographic data for parents of a certain age with children at least 17 years of age, and with household income tiers and behavioral data for that category aligning with cell phone product affinity. The advertiser secured a custom 100% share of voice email that was targeted to the custom audience during prime back to college days. This gave them maximum visibility and ensured the message landed at the right time. The campaign drove 415% increase in overall traffic, fueled by the expansion, and it made sure that we had that ongoing conversation and ongoing strategy that gave us additional audience levers. On the right-hand side, we have Protégé. We had a targeted business owner campaign for a B2B advertiser. Same style, right? We know the audience, we identify the audience, we can activate the audience, and this saw 300% growth, where we doubled the initial investment so that we could further scale and go beyond further scale based on the success and go beyond the transaction.
So now let's talk about a CJ solution that we have available for you to leverage to monetize your audience data. That is our CJ Publisher Audience Commissioning. It allows you to earn custom commission rates for high-value audience groups. So this gives you higher earnings potential, and there's also real-time transparency and data reporting through the platform. For advertisers, there's no integration, and all advertisers are eligible. For publishers, it's a simple setup. You would append a segment ID to your tracking link that is specifically meant for that audience. And getting a campaign launched is very simple and collaborative with the advertiser. You would go through the steps that Jess has just outlined, talk through the campaign, the segment you want to target, assign that ID, the advertiser pushes program terms, and from there, the publisher would launch the campaign. So it's a really great way, streamlined way to monetize and have that all tracked through your affiliate reporting. So let's look at a case study over here from Rakuten. They ran a personalized rewards campaign for a new customer acquisition. So they were targeting new customers, which they identified based on their first-party data. They did that through high visibility on-site media placements across the site with an elevated cashback rate for that segment. They also layered in leveraging CJ's publisher audience commissioning for that real-time reporting. So they saw some great results, a 62% increase in sales, 56% lift in new to file customers, and it was also more cost efficient. They saw a 27% decrease in cost per user acquisition.
So to wrap up and summarize, what are the next steps? We need to ensure that 1, you definitely understand your audience data. connect with your internal data science, analytics, and business intelligence teams to get a clear picture of what data you currently have, where the gaps are, and how your segmentation models are built. This foundation is critical. It's what powers smarter targeting and more personalized experiences. Second, elevate your advertiser conversations. Be curious, ask questions. We ran through it already, know your customer. And with that, it means that you can really kind of ensure that you set yourself up for success. Finally, leverage CJ Solutions. At CJU, you've heard about, publisher audience commissioning that Megan's just spoken about. We've had retail media networks, also audience extension. There are so many ways that you can tap into elevations once you truly understand who your audience is. And if you do have questions, we just say, find your CJ network representative. They can still be your point of contact. You can ask them any questions because it is probably quite a minefield out there. So if your contact is Megan, she will direct you to who you need to speak to if you're interested in audience extension. If you're interested in the UK market, you can come to me. So yes, we are here to help you and guide you. And then we're looking for publisher advocates. So champions within the publisher team to help build this, how we follow on with going beyond the transaction. And then finally having that brand representative as well to truly excel what we're doing as a triangular solution. So with that, we have Q&A. You can either come to us directly, we'll be here at stage. If not, we thank you so much for your time. And there should be a survey, but there wasn't a survey. But you can give us direct feedback because they're the kind of people we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.